Hello everyone, and welcome to my SW Update 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Robyn Brown of Sister Wives is roasted in the second half of Season 19. Fans of Sister Wives eagerly await the reveal at the conclusion of each season. Every year, viewers look forward to Cody and Robyn Brown being held accountable for their evil deeds. However, that hasn't occurred yet. Is Season 19 going to be any different? Several Sister Wives observers believe Robyn Brown will be portrayed more harshly than in past years after looking at teasers for the second half of Season 19. Cody is the only member of Robyn's crew remaining, and Mary and Robyn seem to have a very tense relationship. Many viewers believe that TLC shielded Robyn Brown and Cody in earlier seasons. However, this year's situation is very different. When the tell-all debuts this spring, what can audiences anticipate? Supporters don't believe TLC can continue to protect Robyn Brown. In a recent video, Sister Wives commentator Reality Askwood expressed their opinions and discussed the possibility that Robyn may be shown more brutally when the show returns to TLC. According to the creator's video, Robyn is getting ready to have a really bad time when this second half of Season 19 airs. Although Cody is still firmly on her side, he is at best an untrustworthy storyteller, and she has lost Mary, her greatest ally. No amount of church shopping or ear piercings will make Robyn appear like a cool parent to the audience. She is a dubious woman. Mary appears prepared to discuss Robyn's shortcomings as a sister wife and friend on the television. That will negatively impact Robyn's reputation. Mary has had plenty of time to think about her connection with Robyn, according to teasers for the upcoming episodes. It seems like Robyn essentially abandoned Mary after she returned to Utah. Mary was able to take a step back and honestly consider how poorly Robyn has treated her over the years since she has Jen Sullivan and other friends at her side. Sister Wives viewers provide their opinions on the upcoming episodes. Viewers mostly concurred that Robyn Brown's future is not looking good. Among the remarks made in the YouTube video were, "I don't think Robyn is interested in multiple marriages. She wants multiple sources of income, as well as time spent apart from him. Together, let's say it. You didn't connect with her, girl. You were being used by her. Lying to you is abnormal from someone with whom you have a close relationship. Keep you secluded in the event of a pandemic. Or, for her sake, get a divorce from your husband." Janelle Brown has always been one of the more mysterious characters in the Sister Wives universe, a woman whose quiet dignity and measured responses have frequently set her apart from the more volatile personalities of her former polygamist family. I found it so interesting that Robyn just waltzed into Mary's home, but she didn't let Mary into hers, keeping her outside to chat, an infuriating excuse of a woman. According to recent interviews and exclusive tidbits that have been making the rounds on sites like TV shows Ace, Janelle is steadfastly silent when it comes to talking about the personal details of her life, particularly the betrayals and private struggles that have characterized her past with Cody Brown. She draws a clear line between what is appropriate for public consumption and what is too raw and personal to be discussed on camera. In a world where every whispered conversation and every half-spoken sentiment is magnified by TLC's cameras, Janelle's refusal to discuss the more private aspects of her relationship with Cody is both a shield and a silent protest, a declaration that she will not allow the constant barrage of prying questions to take away the remnants of dignity she has so painstakingly rebuilt over the years. This is true despite the constant media curiosity and the relentless questions from fans who want to know every sordid detail of her time in a troubled marriage. She has learned that some wounds are best left unexamined, and that the specifics of her emotional suffering, those nights of silent tears, the bitter taste of loneliness that followed Cody's neglect, and the whispered arguments that no one else should hear, are hers alone to bear. This is not to say that she denies the difficulties or betrayals she experienced during her time in a plural marriage. When asked about the details of her own heartache and the type of intimacy that previously characterized her relationship with Cody in a recent, widely reported interview, Janelle's composed demeanor and a small, hardly noticeable shake of her head said it all. She continued, "I don't feel like that's something I need to relive," in a steady yet circumspect tone, as though every word were valuable and shouldn't be spent on dramatic headlines. Janelle sees her decision to keep quiet about these issues as an act of self-preservation rather than cowardice. It's a means of focusing on the here and now, on her path to independence and recovery, rather than being constantly pulled into the whirlpool of a traumatic past that has already done its damage. In her private moments, she remembers how the private details of her past life, once the subject of whispered family secrets and sly glances during heated dinner discussions, became the subject of constant scrutiny from a public that seemed to be hungry for every specific detail of her marital disintegration. In a rare off-camera statement, Janelle says, "There were times when I felt so exposed, so vulnerable, that I vowed never to repeat that kind of public dissection." Therefore, whenever the topic comes up, whether in interviews, casual conversations on red carpets, or during the show's tell-all segments, she skillfully steers the conversation in a safer direction, sidestepping personal questions with a composed insistence that certain parts of her life are not intended to be reenacted for the sake of ratings. Ironically, this hesitancy has come to be seen by both critics and admirers as one of her most distinctive traits. In many ways, Janelle's decision to keep the personal details of her past private is representative of a larger shift among the former sister wives, a deliberate move away from a life dictated by constant public exposure and toward a future where personal boundaries are fiercely guarded. This trait has earned her both respect and frustration from viewers who crave the raw, unfiltered drama that once seemed to be the lifeblood of sister wives, and from those who understand that true healing often requires silence. Janelle has remained uncompromisingly firm. Her personal sufferings and her memories of late-night confessions, of secret arguments that reverberated in the silent halls of their once shared home, are not up for debate. This is in contrast to her co-stars, Christine and Mary at times, who have occasionally ventured into revealing accounts of their struggles with Cody's narcissistic tendencies and the emotional toll of a life lived under the glare of the cameras. She only states that she is now focused on the future, one in which the wounds of the past are recognized but not shown in front of a public eager to hear about every scandal. While Robyn's defensive retorts and Cody's tantrums provide tabloid headlines limitless material, Janelle's calm resilience and refusal to revisit the most upsetting aspects of her history are what really make her stand out, according to critics. During a recent promotional event for the forthcoming season, she was quoted as saying, "I'm not here to be a punching bag for questions I'd rather not answer." Fans who yearn for a full account of the Brown family's decline have occasionally expressed confusion and disappointment at her refusal to explore these issues. But those who genuinely understand the human cost of such a lifestyle know that some details are just too personal, too entwined with personal grief, to be discussed on national television. Every inquiry concerning the personal details of Janelle's past serves as a reminder of a period of her life when she had to put up with more humiliation than she could handle, when her value was determined by her capacity to appease Cody's demands and keep up a front of harmony while the family disintegrated from within. Now that she is out of that tumult, her quiet is a reclamation of her privacy and her right to recover without being plagued by the never-ending gossip cycle, not a rejection of the truth. Janelle's unwillingness to share her personal information is a dramatic act of defiance, a declaration that she will not allow herself to be reduced to a string of sensational headlines in a society where every private moment is frequently used for ratings. It is essentially a statement that certain aspects of one's life are sacrosanct and ought to be shielded from the public's prying eyes, a call for respect, and a stand for dignity. Janelle Brown is still a symbol of quiet tenacity, a woman who has decided to let her deeds, not her words, speak for her, as Sister Wives develops and the dynamics of the Brown family change more drastically with each new season. Her hesitation may be criticized by some as being evasive or secretive, but those who have seen her past life fall apart know that often the most potent facts are the ones that are kept hidden. In the end, Janelle's reluctance to talk about the private aspects of her past is not an indication of guilt or unresolved pain. Rather, it is a testament to the strength required to overcome a past characterized by constant scrutiny and create a future in which one's most private aspects of life remain just that, private. According to Janelle, the path to recovery doesn't call for open admission or unfiltered revelation, it just calls for the bravery to declare, enough is enough, and to accept the liberation that comes from holding some facts to oneself. She not only safeguards her own heart by doing this, but she also provides a potent example for anyone who has ever felt constrained by the unrelenting demands of a life in the spotlight. Janelle Brown is a quiet beacon of resolve as the cameras roll and the next season of Sister Wives approaches. She serves as a reminder that, despite the allure of scandal being alluring to some, the true test of strength lies in having the guts to keep quiet about things that should never be revealed. In a shocking turn of events that has left critics, fans, and former insiders reeling, Kody Brown, the once revered patriarch of the Sister Wives phenomenon, has made headlines once again by blowing money on a brand new, ultra-luxurious Mercedes. Many claim that this is the latest in a string of extravagant purchases that belie his increasingly precarious financial situation. For many years, Kody Brown was seen as the breadwinner who handled the intricate financial matters of his large polygamous family with seeming ease, making sure that every household expense, from expansive houses in Flagstaff to covert business investments, was greeted with a self-assured smile. However, behind that meticulously maintained facade of success is a disturbing reality. Insiders now assert that Kody's financial reserves are dangerously depleted by years of extravagant spending and dubious money management, and that his recent purchase of the Mercedes has pushed him past a point of no return, despite the glittering image he continues to project on television. According to rumors circulating on fan forums and leaked by anonymous sources, the money used for this opulent car came from a pot that was initially intended to satisfy long-overdue payout demands from his ex-wives Mary and Janelle, two women who, after years of making their own sacrifices to keep the family together, have since become embroiled in acrimonious legal battles to recover what they claim is rightfully theirs. These accounts claim that although Kody once took pride in his ability to support the Brown clan, his choice to purchase a luxury car with glossy chrome accents, luxurious interiors, and an exorbitant price tag has revealed a man whose financial priorities are now as distorted as his public persona. Instead of preparing for the financial and legal fallout from his marriage's dissolutions, fallouts that have already seen Christine, Janelle, and Mary publicly sever their relationship with him, Kody has opted to invest in his own image, using the Mercedes as a kind of moving billboard for his obstinate refusal to confront the harsh realities of his financial mismanagement. Critics contend that this conspicuous display of wealth is a frantic attempt to conceal a declining bank account and a string of growing debts that have beset his family for years rather than an indication of luxury. Social media financial analysts have noted that the Mercedes, which has a lot of modern features and a striking design, could have been better used to pay off debts or, at the very least, saved for the upcoming payouts that Janelle and Mary are legally requesting. They argue that these payouts are not just demands for money but rather a long overdue acknowledgement of the sacrifices these women made, sacrifices that have gradually increased in scope and urgency as Kody's ability to oversee the family's complex finances has become less and less reliable. According to one especially damning account, an anonymous insider disclosed that Kody had been taking money out of a specific asset pool meant for family necessities and using it to pay for personal indulgences like expensive clothes, far-flung trips, and yes, even the Mercedes that now gleams in the Arizona sun. His former wives, particularly Janelle and Mary, are left to deal with the bitter realization that the promises made during their once unified marriage are now nothing more than empty words, supported by a financial empire that is quickly collapsing under the weight of its own excess, while Kody continues to show off his pricey new vehicle on social media and in promotional clips for Sister Wives. The irony of this situation is both tragic and biting. Mary, the meticulous planner and once thought to be the glue that held the family together, has been assiduously pursuing legal avenues to ensure that she is not left with nothing but bitter memories and unfulfilled promises. Janelle, whose departure from the marriage was marked by a mix of defiant independence and deep-seated heartbreak, has reportedly been vocal about her frustration over Kody's failure to secure the funds needed to settle her rightful share of the family assets. The public's response to Kody's Mercedes was swift and harsh, with pictures of the svelte, shiny vehicle splattered on social media alongside angry tweets and posts that questioned his priorities. One user wrote that Kody is too busy buying fancy cars to care about paying his ex-wives what they deserve, while another said that the Mercedes is nothing more than a rolling testament to his misplaced vanity. For many fans and analysts, the Mercedes purchase is symbolic of a much larger tragedy, It is the last, glaring symbol of a man who has lost his way, who keeps pursuing an image of success even as his once stable financial foundations collapse, leaving his entire family, and his legacy, as collateral damage. The situation is made worse by the fact that, in recent years, Cody's earnings from the popular reality show have been the only consistent source of income in a home beset by asset disputes and court cases. Every dollar he spends on upscale luxuries like the Mercedes only serves to tighten the financial noose around him, raising the possibility that he will soon have to liquidate important assets or face the dire repercussions of failing to meet his obligations to Janelle and Mary. Legal professionals have cautioned that the consequences might be disastrous for the whole Brown family, whose entwined financial interests have long been the focus of attention and conjecture, if Cody is unable to raise the money required to meet these settlement claims. A symbol of a man who appears willing to put his public image ahead of the very real needs of those who once shared his life, the Mercedes, with its sleek lines and pricey allure, has suddenly become a flashpoint in a long-running tale of extravagance versus responsibility. The narrative is clear in the court of public opinion. Although Cody Brown used to be able to project an air of control and success, his most recent indulgence exposes a man in desperate denial of his financial realities, a man who, rather than paying his ex-wives the long-overdue amounts they demand, drives off into the sunset in a car that perfectly captures his refusal to change. As the next season of Sister Wives rolls around, viewers are left wondering if this extravagant purchase will be remembered as the last act in the slow, inevitable collapse of the Brown family empire. This collapse was brought on by a series of quiet, devastating financial missteps rather than dramatic on-camera confrontations, leaving Cody with little more than empty promises and a luxurious car that now serves as a stark reminder of his misplaced priorities. The story of Cody Brown's Mercedes is ultimately not just about one man's extravagant spending. It is also a warning about the dangers of living beyond one's means, the destructive nature of unbridled vanity, and the tragic outcomes that can occur when financial irresponsibility and pride collide. One thing is very evident as the reality show continues and the legal disputes get bigger: Cody's brand new Mercedes, despite its outward appeal, is only a short-term diversion from a much more serious problem that could ultimately lead to the demise of a man who once took great satisfaction in being the head of a large, unusual family. He now realizes that even the most immaculate exterior cannot conceal the deep, festering wounds of financial mismanagement and broken promises.